All right, Thursday, one more day before Friday and the weekend. So here we go. We're going to do these fractions again today. Make sure you split up your equation so that we have two sides. We have the left side and the right side. And we look for the side with the variable, and it happens to be this right side. So we're not going to confuse ourselves with this number here. We want to get rid of this 1/2. So since it's 1 divided by 2, we're going to do its inverse and multiply it. So to get rid of a fraction, you just use its inverse, which is basically flipping the fraction over. So the denominator becomes the numerator. Denominator becomes numerator. Numerator becomes the denominator. If we do that on one side, we're going to want to do it on the other side. Whoops, yeah, got it. So on the right side, where it's the exact inverse, those all become 1, and 1 times n is n. So we can say they cancel off, cross cancel. Here we're going to do 2 times negative 13, which is negative 26, and 1 times 8 is 8. That will reduce. You can, two things on these calculators, so you guys here in the room, you can use the fraction button, or you can just do negative 26 divided by 8. At home, you know that these are both even. You could divide them by 2. You would end up with 13 over 4, and that's it. So here, if you do this, you're going to do the negative 26. We can use the fraction button and 8 and hit equals, and it's going to give us that negative 13 over 4. Try to reduce it. I think that if you know both of these are even, 6 is an even number, 8 is an even number, you can at least divide it by 2 until you don't get an even number. See how 3 is not an even number, 4 is. If you can get it reduced at least that far, that's good. But 13 is a prime number. I know there's no more numbers that can go into 13, no more factors that go into 13. So it's an easy way to get through that one. All right, here we go. Number 2. This one doesn't have that fraction, but since I have a fraction on this side, on the left side, you paying attention there, Chris? Follow along. So I know I'm going to look at that side. I made this a fraction because I have a fraction over here, and I am going to have to do that. So I'm going to find its inverse, which is negative 1 over 2. Notice the denominator or the numerator becomes the denominator becomes the numerator, all right? So I'm going to have to do that over here. And I went ahead, I know you could put that negative there with the 2, but I always keep negatives at the top in the numerator, not in the denominator. So negative 1/2. Well, once again, I know they technically don't cross cancel, but that means a negative, it's fine. A negative and a negative is going to be a positive when multiplied. So on the left-hand side, negative 1 times negative 10 is 10, and 2 times 3 is 6. Well, I know you multiply the tops or the numerators and then multiply the denominators, so straight across from each other, in case some of you don't remember. These are even numbers, so I know they can be at least divided by 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 6 divided by 2 is 3, or punch it into your calculator if you have a calculator that will do those fractions for you. This one also, you can just put 10 divided by 6, and my calculator gives it the fraction. Your guys's will probably look like this, with the 1.6666 and going on. We'll do 2 more with you. Just because we're not going to revisit this, at least in this format. You might see it here and there, but I doubt that I will do it with any consistency. Once again, we're worried about the side with the fraction. That's this side right here. Or I'm sorry, the side with, they both have a fraction. The side with the variable. So there's the variable. This is the fraction we're trying to get rid of. So we're going to do its inverse. And this is 3 over 5. We're going to do 5 over 3 and make it negative. We'll put that same fraction, over here. Negative 5 over 3. 3's, 5's, gone, x. I mean, if it makes you feel better, put the negative here, so the negative and negative and positive, positive. I don't care. But when we do this here, we don't want the negative on the bottom. So 9 times negative 5 is negative 45, and 3 times 10, or 10 times 3, is 30. Now, I know they're not both even, but they are a 0 and a 5, which means 5 can go into both of them, which is going to take us where? So negative 9 over Yep. 5 goes into 30 6 times, right? Well, we're not done if we decided we wanted to do this by 5. Yeah, because now it can be divided by 3. So this is me doing it in my head. That's 3 and that's 2. And that becomes our answer. However, if you have the calculator, if you have a nice calculator, get a program that you can pull up or an app on your phone, you can put that negative 45. You can use your fraction button. Some calculators don't have that fraction button. They have an ABC button, and you can push that ABC button. A lot of the Texas Instrument ones have the ABC button. That's the same thing as this. And then you put the 30 in there and equals, and then there's the negative 3 over 2. I just did this in my head. I knew 5 went into it. All right. Last one I'm going to do with you here on the video. So I'm going to make that a fraction just because I know I have a fraction over here. I'm not going to deal with this side because that's the variable k. Split up my equation. I'm going to deal with this fraction here next to the k. So I'm going to do its inverse. It's 3 over 4. So I'm going to do 4 over 3. I have to do that same fraction over here. Whoops, that didn't look good. And 4 over 3. Cross cancel. Or that becomes 1, that becomes 1, that becomes 1, that becomes 1. 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 1 is 1, 1 divided by 1 is 1, 1 times k is k. That's how that works out. That's the mathematical end of it. But we just say cancels out k. It's fine. All right, so 2 ways to work this fraction over here. I can cross cancel again with my 3 and my 3 and my 3, and I can turn them into 1s. Or just do the top, and then I have to reduce. 4 times 3 is 12. 3 times 1 is 3. You can actually enter that in your calculator. 12 divided by 3 happens to be 4. That's the answer to that one. All right, if you have any questions, I'm always on. In my resource class, you need to sign up for that resource class and get in. I'm usually on from about 1:50 on, but I can be on earlier or a little bit later than 1:50 to 2:15. So get on there. If you have any questions, email me. I can get on at any different times throughout the day. First hour is kind of out, but anytime after 8:35, I could get on real quick just to go over something with you. So, but I'm not going to do it after 3. So you got to get up and get done, get things going. Talk to you later. Bye.